right. We're with Chef Jon-Paul from Le Cordon Bleu, and now we want to get things a little bit more refocused. No,
you know
we're not. It's you. We're not going to focus
I'm trying to get over that uncomfortable moment
I know,
with the whole
oh gosh, I'm already in this sentence.
age
There's no
thing.
getting out.
That's like saying, remember when Mickey Mouse was in black and white?
See, I'm about to insult you.
All right, so today we're going to be at the grill. Woo! All right, everybody loves grilling. It's the summertime, but we're going to do a twist on it. Everything is going to be vegetable based.
Right.
So no meats today. So what we want to do is give you some alternatives, because I love my pork chops, I love my burgers, but honestly, when it's humid like this and it's 100+ degrees and you got that belly buster hanging in there, this is an alternative. It's nice and light, it's clean, it's healthy. So what we're doing is something very cool. The first time I saw this was 20 years ago in New York, and it blew my mind, which was the concept of grilled lettuces. And I've got some radicchio here, I've got some romaine that I've already grilled, and I have some leaf lettuce. And I encourage you to basically go out and find something that you like, but make sure it's a tender lettuce. So you don't want to do something like red cabbage. Okay, because that's going to be pretty rough to choke down.
Well, it's going to be, that's not going to get a little wilty on you at all.
But then just throw it on your hot barbecue. And the idea is not to really cook it, but just to make it super hot so you mark it. And you actually caramelize a little bit of it. So if you notice the other side of the lettuce, it's untouched. And then we're going to chop all those up and mix it together. And I have a beautiful dressing over here that Chef Sandoval we'll be putting together. And it's a real simple salad dressing. It's Dijon based, so it's nice and snappy, so it's going to stand up to that char. All right, so you can kind of get an aggressive dressing with this. Some sherry vinegar, some honey. So all that goes in the bowl. You got a spoon here if you need it.
And it's a spicy kind of
It's
mustard?
Dijon. Now, if you want to go with a whole grain mustard, you absolutely can. I try to stay away from the ballpark mustard. You know, that's just a little too in your face. Yeah, the yellow mustard. If you like ballpark mustard, go crazy.
Got a whisk for me?
Right there.
Okay. Now, is this one of those dressings, the longer you, the more in advance you do it, the better it's going to taste because of the...
No, because the mustard's going to give up, that's a great question, the mustard's going to give up all its flavor immediately. So if I'm using things like garlic, if I'm using things like dried oregano, basil, the longer it sits, the better, because you want that infusion. But the mustard's just going to dissolve, all right? And then we're going to drizzle in, zoom, a little extra virgin olive oil. Nice. I'm going to just pull this guy off the grill so you can see him.
Ooh, yeah, I like those marks.
Now, radishes are wonderful. Tomatoes are wonderful if you want to grill some onions. But the key is to keep the crispness of it. Otherwise, it just becomes like mush. And then we're going to finish that with a little snap of dill. If you don't have dill, get creative. Throw some tarragon in there. Whatever you want to do is fantastic. And then we're just going to chop.
Jimmy crack corn right about that time.
Jimmy crack corn. I don't care.
All right.
You know me too well. I mean, you're finishing my sentences.
It's true. All right.
It's like family.
A little taste here.
You likey? Okay, grab another bowl over there. And no, grab one of the glass ones because we're going to do a little tossing. And all I'm going to do is just take this guy and cut him into kind of fat little strips and throw it in. Boom.
So that's okay. We're going to serve them big like that.
Yeah, nice and big and chunky. And the reason is we're doing a Dijon dressing that's kind of heavy. So if we shred it almost like a slaw, the dressing is going to weigh it down.
Gotcha.
All right. Great question, so you're leading me on. It's fantastic.
You like it?
I love it.
Okay, I'll try and continue.
Okay. And there's our leaf. Red leaf would be beautiful in here also. If you only have romaine, just go with romaine. And then here's our really cool radicchio. Now, radicchio is about $5 a head. So if you don't want to spring for something like that, you can leave it out.
I'm not a big fan of the bitter stuff. But you were saying that explain what you were telling me before the show. Bitter
is drizzle a little bit on there and then give it a toss. So you don't need all of it, about half of it.
Let's try that.
Okay, and then just give it a little whoopty. So Americans typically don't like bitter. If you go anywhere else in the country, especially Asia, bitter is a huge component. And bitter makes your mouth juicy. I mean, think about it, when you have something bitter, you get a lot of saliva going. The more saliva going, the more flavor you have. So if I introduce a little bit of bitterness, like radicchio, I couldn't eat a whole radicchio salad, that would just be disgusting. But little bits of it in there,
is good stuff.
Is phenomenal because it's going to bring out the sweetness in the honey. It's going to bring out the tartness in the mustard. Look at that. Just super nice. Chef Sandoval. Chef Sandoval.
Is that a tear that I see?
It is. I got to say, we've come a long way. And then I'm just going to do a little bit of scallion, we could use chive, but I want you to try it. See what you think.
I'd like to see some goat cheese on top of this.
You know what? That would be fantastic.
But that makes everything taste better.
And this would be great with grilled chicken or something like that. But it's nice and light. You'll get, as you dig through it, because not every piece is charred, it's going to be interesting because when you hit those pieces, all of a sudden it's going to pop.
I got one. I specifically chose one because if you're at home going, well, why would I want my lettuce warm? It works because you taste the char flavor as long as you've got those char marks. It adds like another flavor, so it doesn't. You're not really. It's not a regular salad that just sat out in the sun. You know, there's a purpose to it. It has a flavor to the heat.
The thing that I noticed too is when I use this as an entree, it's more satisfying because it kind of creates that illusion of depth and grill and meat. You know what I mean? When you grill a mushroom versus sauteing a mushroom, it just tastes meatier.
That's good.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, I like that.
And then just use it as a side salad or use it as an entree.
I like it. A little goat cheese on top. All right.
Or goat cheese.
Stick around for another segment with the one, the only, the great chef Jon-Paul in about 20 minutes. He's going to be making firecracker corn.
Yep, it's back.
One of my all-time favorites, firecracker corn salad. Audible gasp. Yes, it's that good.